Think back to the last time your child had a complete meltdown. Maybe they ignored you for the 10th time, or a calm afternoon was suddenly ruined by a shattering outburst. In that moment, your survival instinct takes over. You want to lecture, you want to fix the behavior, or you might just find yourself raising your voice to get them to listen. But right there in the middle of the mess, you and your child are actually speaking two entirely different languages. The problem isn't that they refuse to hear you. It's that we as parents are often missing the real conversation happening just beneath the surface. This drawing shows a typical conflict. A child acts out, and the parent reacts defensively from their ego. Notice the adult's internal reaction. Thinking, "This is not my problem," creates a wall of disconnection, completely disregarding the child's communication. Traditional parenting tells us to focus right here, on fixing the defiance. We try to shut down the yelling or punish the bad attitude, but when we only address the surface-level behavior, the root cause stays buried. Because the child's underlying distress isn't resolved, the same cycle is destined to keep repeating. Children simply don't have the words to explain when they feel insecure or disconnected. Since they lack the vocabulary, they use behavior. Every eye roll, a slammed door, or a tantrum is actually a specific coded plea for help. This list identifies what they are truly asking. The first question is, "Am I seen?" It's a request to be recognized for who they are on the inside, separate from their achievements or their mistakes. The second is, "Am I worthy?" They want to know if they are inherently good enough exactly as they are, without having to prove it. And finally, they ask, "Do I matter?" This is a plea to know that their voice and their perspective actually carry weight in your world. When a child acts out, they are often just desperately trying to get you to say yes to one of these three core needs. While traditional parenting focuses on controlling behavior, a conscious approach shifts the priority to establishing a connection first. Clinical psychologist Dr. Shefali Tsabary advocates for this shift. She believes the key to a healthy relationship isn't more discipline, but more awareness of these deeper needs. Her core principle is connection before correction. The idea is that you must address the emotional hunger before you can effectively guide their behavior. By centering the relationship around these three questions, you address the friction at its source. When a child feels their basic need for validation is met, the intense drive to act out no longer serves the same desperate purpose. Let's look at how this works in a real situation, like when a child brings home a failing grade. On this path, the parent yells and makes the conversation entirely about the grade. The child hears that their worth depends on their performance, which creates a deep sense of disconnection and fear. But on this path, the parent pauses and validates the child's feelings first. By checking in on the student as a person before worrying about the math score, they provide the emotional safety the child is craving. This doesn't mean the grade doesn't matter. You can still talk about study habits and boundaries, but those conversations only work after you've secured the connection. By changing your timing, offering connection followed by boundaries, you stop being an adversary and become an empowered ally. No parent does this perfectly. There will be days when you lose your patience, react from stress, and fail to look for the hidden question. When that happens, the most important step is repair. This is the act of going back to your child after a blow-up, to admit you were wrong and reestablish the bond. Returning to your child and apologizing for your own reaction actually teaches them emotional resilience and how to handle their own mistakes. Success in parenting isn't about being flawless. It's about the consistent willingness to return to your child and answer those three core questions over and over again. The next time your child pushes your absolute last button, try to look past the outburst. Take one deep breath and ask yourself, in this moment, do they just need to know that they are seen, that they are worthy, or that they matter? If you find this information useful, then like the video and subscribe to our Conscious Learner community and press the bell icon to turn the notifications on.